Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Katy here, art director from Boys and Girls Clubs of Dorchester, and I'm back with another art project for you guys. I feel like it's actually been kind of a while since we've done an art project. We've been doing a lot of DIY and crafty stuff, which is great, but I have another actual art project for us today. So, we talked a lot in the earlier videos about community and coming together and how it takes a village to get through tough times, and how we at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dorchester are a community and we're helping each other get through this. But it's also important to remember that we are safe right now in our homes, in our communities, and so I want to do a project with you guys that kind of surrounds the idea of home is where the heart is. So home can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people, but it should be a safe place, a place where you feel safe, a place that you can go to be with people that support you, people that you love, and people who can take care of you. So that may be your house that you live in with your family. That could be your school and your teachers and your friends. It could be the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dorchester and all of the staff there. So for me, those are some of the different places that I would call home. So other than the house that I live in with my family, I would also consider the Boys and Girls Clubs my home. So today I want us all to create a painting, a watercolor painting of some sort of home, some place that you would call home. So it might be a house, it might be a building, it could be anything that you feel represents home to you. And then inside of that, I want us all to write words that are helping us get through this time. So think of some of the things that are helping you get through, some of the positive things. So if I thought about it, so mine would be home, it would be family, it would be my coworkers, it would be my community, maybe reading books is helping you get through this, maybe watching movies is, maybe exercising. So think of some of the things that are helping you get through this experience where we're kind of stuck inside. And I want you guys to fill your building, your house, your home, whatever image you drew on your paper with those words. So for this project, we're only going to need a few materials. We're going to start with something to cover our work surface. So I just have my big piece of paper that I've been using for a few weeks now, and I put it down on my counter to prevent getting any paint or any spills on my countertop. Then we're going to need a piece of paper. So I'm using watercolor paper because I have watercolor paper at home, but if you don't, you can use printer paper, you can use construction paper, you can use whatever paper you have access to. We're going to use watercolor paints if you have them. If you don't have watercolor paints, you could also use the marker watercolor technique. You could also create watercolor paints at home with just food coloring and water. We are going to need a paintbrush of sorts. If you don't have any paintbrushes, you can also use a Q-tip if you have one, and then just a cup of water. Also, if you have a pencil, it's great to start with a pencil first. So I'm going to start with my pencil, sketching out my design on my paper, and then I'll go in with my watercolors. All right, so I am going to start by deciding which way I want to hold my paper. If you're doing a building like a school that's a little bit longer, you might want to hold it horizontally. Or if you're doing a house or a building that's more tall and skinny, you might want to hold it vertically. So I think I'm going to hold mine horizontally because I'm going to draw a shorter house. So I'm just going to start by drawing a square shape. with a triangle for the roof that I can connect. And I'm going to give it a little chimney. I'm then going to cut out or erase a part of the bottom and add a doorway. This area I'm going to leave unpainted in the next step. You could also add some windows if you wanted to, but keep in mind that we're going to fill our entire shape, house shape or building shape, with words later. So you don't want to add a ton of detail. It's more of just an outline. But there's plenty of room around your house after you draw it. So you can add details around your house. So I have something like that. Once you have that sketched out, the next step is to move on to your watercolor painting. So if you are using the marker technique, this is the time where you want to just outline the edge of your house with marker. It has to be magic marker. Crayola washable or any other washable marker will work, but Sharpies will not. I'm using watercolor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something called the wet on wet technique, which is when you paint just plain water onto your paper. So you're just using water on your paper. And then after you paint water, you go ahead and add paint to your brush. And when you paint onto the water, it spreads. So it kind of travels as the water spreads out on your paper, which is really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill my house in. You can use one color, you can use several colors. It doesn't really matter how many colors you use, but I'm probably gonna use 2 or 3 colors. When you're doing the wet on wet technique, you do have to kind of work a little bit quicker because once that water dries, it's not gonna work as well. So I sometimes like to work sections at a time. So I'm just gonna start with the left side of my house, painting it all with water, and then adding my colors. You might want to just outline the shape of your building as well, just to cover that pencil up. So I'm just taking a little bit of the darker color, the darker purple, I'm outlining. And then you'll see it blends in very nicely with the rest of the paint that you already put on your house. There, so once you've filled in your whole house, you can kind of move your paper around and it will move your paint with it. Don't worry if it spills, you can actually just wipe it. And then once you have all your colors where you want them, you're just gonna wanna lay your house flat to dry until it's completely dry. So while you wait for it to dry, maybe you wanna add some details to the background. Maybe there's some flowers outside your house or your home. Maybe there is some hearts. Maybe you want to draw something in the sky or some grass. It's totally up to you. So if you want to do that detail while the water on your house dries, you can. So once your painting is dry, you can go ahead and start adding some words. So as you guys can see, I did add the phrase, home is where the heart is, right above my house. And now I'm gonna fill my entire picture with different words, words that describe the types of things that have been helping me get through having to stay at home every day. So in the middle, I'm just gonna start with the word home. And you can use different fonts, so different styles of letters. So I did kind of a cursive one for this first one. And I'm drawing this one pretty big because this word really represents what I'm trying to say in my artwork, in that it's really all about home and what home is to me. So I'm gonna do nice, bold, and I'm just using a black Sharpie for this, but if you don't have a black Sharpie, black marker will work just fine as well. And then above home, I'm gonna write family, and I'm gonna use a different style of letters for this. So I'm gonna use more straight geometric letters. And then maybe I wanna turn it sideways and I can write another word. So I'm gonna write safe, because home is a place where I feel safe. And again, get creative with the way that you're drawing your letters. Some can be thinner, some can be thicker, some can be like curly Q letters, some can be really straight letters. And maybe I'm gonna write comfort, because home is somewhere I'll feel comfortable, both physically, emotionally, mentally. So comfort. I'm gonna include the word love, because home is a place where I feel loved and I can love others. I'm gonna write the word hope, because I've been trying to feel hopeful throughout this experience, that there are better things to come. So I put hope down my chimney. I can write dream, because home is a place where I can dream. Let's say, how about welcome? Because home is a place where I welcome others and others welcome me. So we'll do welcome. And notice how I'm drawing my words all different directions they're not all just straight across. Some are going up and down, some are going straight across. They're all different designs. Some are bold, some are thin, some are big, some are small, some are cursive, some are curly, some are straight. This is definitely a time that we're all going to remember for the rest of our lives. So we're creating memories. We want to try to create memories that are positive. So that's just about all that's gonna fit. So if you kind of look around, I have all different words filling my home. And all these words are different things that I feel represent home to me, or things that I experience at home when I'm feeling at home, and things that are really helping get through a time where home is really everything that we have. So I hope you guys enjoyed creating this. I hope that it inspired you. I hope that it encouraged you. And as always, please make sure that you share your finished product with us. We really like to see your artwork. It really makes our day so much brighter. And we love to be able to share it with everybody else who is part of our community. So I hope you guys will continue tuning in to our art programs, as well as all of the other programs that Boys and Girls Clubs of Dorchester has to offer, both on Facebook and our YouTube channels. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.